With 10 million tax returns, we get about 400,000 exceptions a year. So managing that inventory is really hard. The hardest sell we had was in the IT organization changing its own direction. But getting buy-in for people to do something in a completely different way. It had to be demonstrated through proof of technologies and pilot programs that the technology was ready to support this, but it was also executive leadership that drove that through to completion. For the modernization, we had to take it down to the Department of Budget and to the controlling agencies that control the money in the state of New York, because it was a multi-year, multi-million-dollar type of project. How do you move from every 10, 15 years doing a big modernization project and having to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to get a new project up? We have to reduce cost. We have to raise revenue. We also have to improve customer service. And the underlining opportunity there is by building agility, you can help all three. We capture a lot more data than we did before. It's over 14,000 data elements can be captured on a personal income tax filing, and it flows through the system. We wrote a single composite application that brought all that relevant information into one screen. The exceptions were all put on work lists that our users could interact with. Now I have the information at a point in time to make the right decision. At the point where we're about to send the money out, we also send it through a secondary rules engine, which figures out whether the taxpayer had claimed certain taxable credits that they don't really deserve. So what happens in there is it leverages all the historical data in our data warehouse, along with all the dependents and dependence trees and stuff like that, and figures out technically whether or not they qualify for those types of claims. We've stopped $1 billion of refunds not being sent to taxpayers. They don't protest, so you know that the analytics is really doing their job. We're expanding it now from just transactionally with refunds, but to the whole tax life cycle, to get a better view of the whole customer, all his relationships with the state, so that we can then deal with the customer from an audit perspective and a compliance perspective as his whole entity and not just the little pieces of data that stream through our system. So analytics is going to be expanded into the whole customer view. Last year we brought up the entire Metropolitan Tax Association tax systems, leveraging a lot of these technologies and leveraging our SOA approaches, and that brought in some $800 million last year. We've cut down mailings to taxpayers. Mailing was like the third biggest cost to the IT organization. By reducing those costs, we've seen like a 30% reduction in those costs in the last 2 years. We've also seen better performance of our people through the exception processing. The amount of time it takes to do exceptions has been reduced by 60%. We got the greatest value from IBM expertise-wise in the analytics side, because they've done analytics in a lot of places. They could tell us what's worked and what hasn't worked, and it was truly a partnership. We're seeing this solution moving us from reactive to a very proactive organization, to where our customers and our constituents can move forward. It is truly smarter government.